Am I audible? All offline student, do you have a link? No, వెళ్ళట్లేదు క్లాస్ రేపు కదా 11
This meeting is being recorded.
మార్నింగ్ అనేది ఉందన్నారు. Guys, good evening, guys. Am I audible? Am I visible? Super. We are in the designing of the first application, right? Anyone can identify. Yesterday, a small mistake happened in our application designing. Anyone can identify that? Actually, I have taken dependent class as what? Local date. Local date will give only a month, year. But we have written our logic based on that time. So dependent class should be local data, local timer. I should work with local data, local timer. Either you can take local date time or only local time. But taking local date is not a correct process, right? Okay. Somehow not strike it to my brain also. I just continued and you also followed me. And small change we can do today. That's not a big issue. Where is this? 618 is our workspace. Here is my Spring code. Where is this? @ auto-void annotation was there. After introducing all these things, that's fine. Go to example application. Yeah. What is our dependent class, guys? Local date is taken, but it should be what? Local time or local date time? Okay, local date time or only local time? Local time is manageable or not, guys? Okay, that's good. Which message wants to given by local time object? What object, guys? Yeah, it's mistake that happened yesterday. We overlooked that problem. What is the object, guys? Local time object. Super, guys. Then what is next one? App configuration class. Here, what should be there? What should be there, guys? Local time. Yeah, it should be local time. Yeah, better to take method name as what? Create. Better to take method name as what? Create L time na boss. Create L time. Open float bracket. Right, guys? Return local time dot now. What is this? Return local time dot now. Return local time dot now, right, guys? Local time dot now. That's good, guys. In target class also, what should I take, my dear? Local time only I should take, na boss? What do you say, guys? Yes, local time. Local time. Okay, let's continue end date. That's not a problem. Variable name can be anything, guys. That's not a big issue. Remaining everything is same now, boss. Super, guys. Remaining everything is same. Let me save the document today. File save as. What is today's date, guys? 28th. Same document continuation. Okay, guys. Whatever we have done yesterday, up to this we got flow of execution internals. Theoretically, I have not still written that. But first of all, today what we do, guys, when this content is created, taking configuration class, loading that class, creating object, making it as a Spring Boot. Next, going to component scan, collecting the package name, going to that package, searching for @ component classes, finds one class, right, guys? And recognizing it as a Spring Boot. Next, coming to At the configuration class searching for how many at the rate bean methods are there. One is there. Right now, boss? Automatically creating target class object by loading class, guys. Target object is ready. Wish message generator. Automatically calling this method and return object is local time object making as a Spring Bean. Target and dependent bean objects are ready now, boss? Part 1. Part 2. IOC container is searching for what? At the rate auto-wide annotation in all the Spring Beans. Finds how many places? One place. Where is that? On the top of. Where is that, guys? On the top of LD property. What property, guys? In the wish message generator class. Take the class property type and property name and searches. Is there any Spring Bean whose class name is local time? There are not there. Takes that object and injects to what? LD property or not, guys? Perfect. With this, dependency injection is also over. So now onwards, both objects, in fact, 3 objects, app config class object, wish message generate object, local time class object will be managed by whom, guys? IOC container will be managed by whom, guys? And with that, this first line statement is over, guys. Right. Yesterday I said dot dot dot. At the end I closed the container. Now focus. Yeah. Now container is ready. Container is doing these many things internally. So though I am not asking for any object of Spring Bean, the moment container is created, so many objects are automatically created. Injections are done. This is called eager instantiation or lazy instantiation. Application context container performs eager instantiation or lazy instantiation. Eager means you ask, you don't ask. Object is created. Later using or not using is your wish. Later using or not using is what? Your wish. Are you getting my point there, guys? Come on. Super, guys. Okay, guys. Get the target Spring Bean class object reference. Okay, now tell me, guys. Now tell me, guys. In IOC container, Spring Bean is identified with its class name or bean idea. Okay, CTX is now representing IOC container. Within the main method, whenever I want to work with IOC container, I have to work with the CTX only. Luckily, in annotation config application context class, we have a predefined method called getBean method. What method? If I call that method with the bean ID, it will return Spring Bean class object reference or not, guys? Array, CTX is the container, getBean WMG. WMG is the bean ID of my wish message generator class or not. So it will happily return what? Already available, early instantiated wish message generator class object or not, guys? Okay, but can you guess what is the return type of the getBean method? Wish message generator. Today I am passing WMG. That's why wish message generator. Tomorrow if I pass some other bean ID, it has to return that object. But what is the common way to represent any object? Object. So that's why it's a generic return type object will be there or not there. Super, guys. So, object to OBJ is equal to CTX.getBean of WMG. I am passing bean ID, asking container, give me that Spring Bean class object. Already in this line, IOC container has created 2 objects. Second object is injected to first object, managing both objects. Come on. It returns that wish message generator class object in the form of object class reference variable or not, guys. But one problem is there, guys. Invoke the business method. What, guys? Invoke the business method. Okay, I'll ask one question. When superclass reference variable is referring subclass object, first of all, tell me, superclass reference variable can refer it's a subclass object or not? Superclass reference variable can refer it's a subclass object or not? Yes, it can refer, right? And a father can refer son or not? Son can refer father. Father can refer son. Using the reference variable, can I call direct methods of the subclass? Can I call common methods of the superclass and subclass? Common method means the one that are there in superclass, also overridden in the subclass. I can call common methods. A father can touch common properties inherited by son. But do you think father can touch direct properties earned by son? Son's wife says, "What, uncle, what are you doing? You and your son, okay, but I am also there in the picture. What about my sons? Your son property you want to enjoy, but it does not mean my son should not have anything, right? That's why father refers to son, but he can enjoy only common property inherited by son. Can he touch the direct properties of the son? Especially if the direct property brought by girl, definitely father hesitates to touch her or not. But if that property is given to son by father, once in a while father enjoys that property or not, guys? Same theory. Oops is modeled after real life, Ra Babu. Regular Saas Bahu serial only. Oops is nothing but. Aisa no na? Enjoy the learning, boss, nothing else. Okay. So can I say this one, boss? Is it possible? String result is equal to obj dot generate wish message of Raja. Is it a valid statement or invalid statement? Valid statement. obj dot generate wish message is a valid statement. Where you learn core Java, jump into the drainage, everyone who's are saying correct statement. On the superclass reference variable, can I call subclass direct methods? Generate wish message is there in object class. Overridden wish message generator class. Don't you think it's a direct methods of the subclass? Using superclass reference variable, can I call direct methods of the subclass? After listening entire Ramayana, you are asking Sita is male or female. So far I have explained that example only, na? Okay, I am calling using object class reference variable. Whatever method I am calling, it should be common method in object class and wish message generator class, right? But tell me now, in object class, this method is available. This is a user-defined method in wish message generator class. Same method is there in object class. Do you think it will be there? It can be placed. So that's why it is going to be invalid statement or not? Super, guys. Invalid. Invalid statement. Because superclass reference variable cannot invoke. What is this? The method, the direct methods of subclass. Subclass, right, guys? But I want to make it possible. To make it possible, what should I do, guys? I have to go for a typecasting or not, guys? Okay. I have to go for a typecasting. Oh, this is a wrong statement, guys. Come on. Should be removed or not, guys? So, what should I do? Typecasting with target Spring Bean. Code Java never leaves you, boss. Wish message generator, come on. Generator is equal to, come on, my dear. Wish message generator of obj. Are you getting my point there, guys? Come on. Which may say is the generator? Which may say is the generator of what? OBZ. Are you getting my point there or not there? Super. Tell me next one. Invoke the business methods. Here we have to invoke the business methods or not, guys? Perfect. Tell me here now. String result is equal to generator dot generate wish message. What is there? Raja. Now it is valid statement. Array generate is the reference variable of what? Wish message generator. Pointing to that class object only indirectly. Come on, guys. I am calling the method. So is it a valid statement or invalid statement? Okay. So ultimately I want to call the business method. I am able to call it or not, guys? System dot out dot println. What, guys? Result. Happily we are getting the result and we are displaying the result. In this whole main method, observe one thing, guys. Am I creating target class object anywhere? Am I creating dependent class object anywhere? Am I assigning dependent object to target class object anywhere? Am I managing those objects anywhere? Am I destroying objects anywhere? But I'm accessing object, I'm calling business method or not. That means all these operations are taken care by IOC container or not. Come on, my dear. Sir, you are creating container. Now, without creating container, how can you expect services from container? Time is there. Container also will be created automatically in the future classes. For that one, time is there. Right now, you have to create container manually. Otherwise, we cannot fill the container. Right, boss? Okay. Can we directly wish message generator gen is equal to ctx dot get message wmg. Get bean method return type is what? Object. Then how can you refer with wish message generator? Possible. When you know, there is one more overloaded form for this method with generics. There is one more form for this method, get bean method with generic. That time possible. Still I have not introduced because yesterday someone said, no, my faculty not introduced generics. That's why I postponed what? Working with the generics. What you said is possible, but not with this form of what? Saurav? Not with this form of what? Get bean method. There is one more form taking through parameters. This is single parameter method. There is a two parameter method which is a overloaded form. Having the touch of generics, then it is possible. Till that time, we have to go for typecasting. Till that time, we have to go for what? Typecasting. And I am creating container, and application context container will create all Spring Bean objects eagerly. Injections will be done by eagerly and maintains the object. That's why in this line only, container is ready, Spring Bean objects are ready, injections are done. Okay, since injections are anyhow completed, I am asking container give me target Spring Bean class object reference. Okay, guys, get a target Spring Bean class object reference. What we are getting here is object or reference or reference. The object is already maintained by IOC container. We are just getting one reference pointing to that object, right, guys? Okay, using that reference, I try to call business method. Oops, don't allow that. That's why to make it possible, I am doing what? Typecasting, then invoking the business method, lastly displaying the result and closing the container. Lastly, what I am doing, guys? Closing the container. Convince it with me, my dear. Come on, everyone. I am simply, literally closing the container or not, boss? Definitely I am closing the container or not, guys? Okay, now I am going to give elaborated flow of execution by adding new points, be open and focus. Inch by inch we are going to fill the flow of execution. Okay, online students, next 30-45 minutes. Okay, you are not talking anything, you are not asking anything. You are just listening with 100% concentration. Okay, next 30 to 40 minutes until I say first time flow is completed, second time flow is completed with diagrams, everything. You are not diverting your brain here and there. You are in the classroom, you are in the subject. Online student, please throw your mobiles for half kilometer distance. If possible, try to keep in what? Vibration mode or silent mode. Those who laying on the bed and listening the class, please get up and sit down. Those already sitting and listening the class, keep your spinal cord in 90-degree angle. Super. Those are feeling drowsy, sleepy. Okay, go to washroom, wash your face and come back. Slap yourself. Okay, all these are only for online students. Offline, anyhow, I will make them alert. Okay, guys. Number one. See, guys, once you design the code like this, tomorrow developing application in Eclipse side is difficult process. Right? Is going to be easy process or not, guys? Super. Once flow is ready, we are going to develop this application in Eclipse IDE. So then when you go to Eclipse, you should just write the code. You should not think about understanding code. Already understanding, designing, flow, everything should be there in your brain so that your code happens very smoothly in the Eclipse IDE. Okay. Yeah, first one. Number one, run the application. Superna boss. It's a standalone application. I am running the application. Okay, next one, main method. Number 3, IOC container creation. What is this? Creation. Sir, why should I learn subject with you? So many faculties are there, so many tutorials are there. Everyone will write the code and they will make you to understand the code. But we design the code, then we understand the code, we feel the flow of execution, then we develop the code. There's a lot of difference between designing the code and understanding the code. Designing the code means you are gathering the requirement, you are designing the classes according to the requirement. If you know this, you will become ultimate programmer. If you understand the code, temporary satisfaction comes, I am understanding. Tomorrow when new requirement comes, you will start looking here and there. Because you never designed the code, you always understood code written by someone else. Yes or no? Super. So that's why change your attitude of learning. Change your attitude of learning. Don't show interest of typing code and getting the output. How to gather the requirement, how to decide the classes, how to decide the packages. Then writing sample code, feeling the flow, and development of the code. First few applications you do like this, automatically next application you will be habituated doing it. Why people are hating the programming? Why? Because our education system somehow making student to understand the code without designing the code. The day you gather requirement, design the code, then you never hate programming. I hope this will change your attitude of learning. Okay, guys. Takes the given class as configuration class. Takes the given class as the configuration class. Madam, stop writing. Are you not a generalist now? If you are a generalist, write parallelly. If you want to become developer, listen the class. Okay, guys. Takes the given class as the configuration class. Now it goes to configuration class, boss. It definitely goes to configuration class. What do you say, guys? Loads this class and creates the object to make it as a Spring Bean. Loads the configuration class. What's the number, guys? Number, how much? 5? Okay. Loads the configuration class at least loads the configuration class and creates object for it to make it as the Spring Bean. To make it as the Spring Bean with the default bean ID. What is this? Class name itself becomes bean ID. Class name itself becomes bean ID. Becomes bean ID. If you don't give any bean ID, the class name itself becomes what, guys? Bean ID. Clear, my dear? What is the class name? App config. Okay, first letter, small letter, A small letter, app config becomes a default bean ID. If someone asks you, if no bean ID is given, what is the default bean ID? The class name itself becomes default bean ID. This is my IOC container, guys. This is running on the top of JRE JVM, guys. Come on. This is running on the top of JRE JVM, guys. This is my IOC container, my dear. Come on. What is that, guys? This is my IOC container, my dear. Super. Here is my, what is this? App config class object. What object, guys? App config dot object. This is app config. Are you getting my point there, guys? This is because of which step, guys? This is a reflection of which step? Anywhere I use a hash symbol means a reflection. That is not part of flow. That is a reflection of flow. That means a reflection of flow. What is that? That is because of number 5, na boss? Super, guys. If no bean ID, default bean ID is what? Class name, first letter in lowercase. First letter in lowercase. It is now you agree with me. Configuration class is also Spring Bean, boss. Super. Okay, next, number 1. Collects the package name. Number 6. Collects the package name. Package name to scan that package and its sub packages. That package and its sub packages. That package and its sub packages. Are you getting my point there, guys? Come on, I want reply. That package and its sub packages. Okay. Go to this class number 7. Number 7. Okay. So, in that package, searches for component annotated classes and finds only one class, that is wish message generator. What is that, guys? Generator. Array. With default scope singleton. If no scope is created, default scope is what? There are so many other scope, guys. If no scope is created, singleton. What do you mean by singleton? Container says I create only one object. Singleton scope means one object will be created for that Spring Bean. Though you ask container, give me 10 objects, it will give only one object. If no scope is given, what is the default scope, guys? Okay, here some more points I have to add. If Java class is configured, if the Java class is configured as a Spring Bean without bean ID, using annotation driven configuration. What, guys? Using component annotation. Then the class name becomes what, guys? then the class name becomes default bean ID. What bean ID? Having first letter in lowercase. What case, guys? Having first letter in lowercase. Simply having first letter in lowercase. Are you getting my point there or not? At the rate component annotation, then the class name becomes a default bean ID having first letter in lowercase. In is in. Okay. Example 1. What is the example 1? Public class which may says generator. Here is my code, guys. It's fine. Here is my code. That's good. Tell me here. At the rate. What is this? At the rate component. What's the default bean ID here, guys? Default bean ID. What is this? Which message generator. Default bean ID is which message generator. Okay, guys. Is that clear, my dear? Come on. Super. What is example number 2? What is example number 2, my dear? Public class. What is this? App config. Public class app config. That's good. Public class app config. Right, boss. Tell me next one. At the rate configuration. Internally, and at the rate configuration is component plus plus or not, guys? Your default bean ID is what? What is this? App config. Default bean ID is app config. If the Spring Bean is configured, what, guys? He is configured using at the rate bean method. What method? Bean method without bean ID. What, guys? Without bean ID. Then the default bean ID is method name. What name, guys? Default bean ID is method name. Default bean ID is method name. Are you getting my point there, guys? I want reply, boss. Come on. Super. Yeah. What is the default name? Okay. Tell me. Public class app config. Public class app config. Tell me. At the rate configuration. Good. Next, what is this? Public. Public. What is this? Local date. Create date. Here is the story. Written local date dot now. Local date dot now. Tell me next one. At the rate bean name is equal to. Okay, I think I have not given, boss. I have not given. What's the default bean ID here, guys? Bean ID is create date, no brackets. Just create date, no brackets. I think you got the clarity about the default Bean ID, guys. Super, guys. Okay, one more point we got it. What is the new point we got it? Okay. The IOC container. IOC container. Okay. Creates the Spring Bean class object with having what, guys? Default scope. What is that? Singleton. What, guys? Singleton. If no scope is specified, what, guys? If no scope is specified for the Spring Bean. If no scope is specified for the Spring Bean. What is singleton, guys? In any situation, IOC container creates what? Only one object for Spring Bean class, right? IOC container creates only one object. Only one object for Spring Bean class with respect to Bean ID. With respect to Bean ID. With respect to Bean ID, how many objects will be created, guys? Only one object will be created. Convinced with me, my dear? Got the clarity, guys, everyone? Super. So we got it. Now comes back. Let's go back to the flow, guys. What is number 7? In the package com.nt.sbeans and subpackages, the IOC container scans for component annotation based classes, finds only one class, that is what? Wish message generator. With the default scope, singleton. With the default scope, singleton. No, default Bean ID, I'm not talking. I'm talking about default scope. Tell me, guys. IOC containers searches for the component annotated classes. What, guys? In the com.nt.sbeans and its subpackages for the classes. What, guys? For the com.nt.sbean and its subpackages. And subpackages. And finds only one class. Only one class. Only one class. That is only one class. That is, what is that? com.nt.sbeans dot wish message generator. What, guys? Wish message generator. Tell me this. IOC container searches for the component annotated classes in com.nt.sbeans and its subpackages and finds only one class, finds only one class, that is com dot nt dot sbeans dot wish message generator. Wish message generator. Right, guys? Super. That is number 7, boss. com.nt.sbeans dot wish message generator. That is number 7, guys. Okay, guys? Super. Okay, that is number 7. What is number 8, my dear? What is number 8? What is that? Here number 7 with the default scope singleton. What scope, guys? Scope singleton. I'll talk about scopes more exclusively in the coming days. Today, you remember, no scope is given, default scope is singleton. Right. Okay, then what it will do, guys? Okay, IOC container searches for, are there any @bean methods? Are there any @bean method in configuration class? This is going to be number 8, na, boss? Okay. IOC container searches for, okay, @bean methods. Availability. What, guys? Availability in @configuration class. And finds one method having the default scope singleton. Here also scope is mentioned, guys? No, not mentioned. Then what is the default scope, guys? Having the default scope singleton. Clear, my dear everyone? Super. Okay, now listen. Now, IOC container application context is having one feature. What is that? Pre-instantiation of singleton scope Spring Bean. Pre-instantiation means eager instantiation. Early instantiation. It won't wait for object creation until you ask, guys. The moment content is created, it will try to instantiate. Instantiation is nothing but object creation. It will try to instantiate what, guys? Singleton scope Spring Bean class objects or not, guys? Super, guys. Okay, that is number 9. Shall we go for number 9, guys? This is number 9. IOC container performs pre-instantiation or eager instantiation or early instantiation of, what is there, guys? Early instantiation of. What is that? Singleton scope Spring Beans. Singleton scope Spring Beans. Yes or no, na, guys? Okay, total how many singleton scope Spring Beans are there? Total 2 are there. One is already created. Loading and object creation is happened already. Forget about that. Okay. So in that one, whatever loads com dot nt dot, what is this? Wish message generator class and creates the object. First, it will do that work or not, guys? Yeah. Next one, B, calls, create a time method. What method? Create a time method on, what is this? App config class object. What object, guys? App config class object. And app config object and takes the returned object. What is this? Local time class object and makes it as what? Spring Bean. Okay, takes the returned object and makes it to make it as a Spring Bean. To make it as a Spring Bean. Yes or no, guys? Okay, indirectly this is my target class object. Target Spring Bean class object. Come on, guys. Target Spring Bean class object here. This is nothing but dependent Spring Bean class object, guys. Come on. Where @auto_void is there, that is the target. Where @auto_void is not there, but it is being injected to target, is called dependent or not? Dependent, what is this? Spring Bean class object. Simply dependent Spring Bean class object. What do you say, guys? Are you understanding my statement, my dear? I want reply. Super, guys. After that, what is the next thing, guys? After that, what is the next thing, guys? I want reply. So here, diagrammatic representation I am writing. This is my wish message generator class object. This is my local time class object, guys. Come on. Okay. What is this object? Wish message generator class object. It takes time, but very important, guys. Object. What is that? WMG. Wish message generator class object WMG. Next, what is this? Local time class object LD or local time class object LD. And it has got what property, guys? As a property. What is the property? What is the property? LDate is my as a property. On the top of it, what is there, guys? Local time LDate. Local time LDate. Is there or not there, guys? Come on. On the top of it, @auto_void is there or not there? Okay. Yeah, tell me, guys, this object, both objects are created and kept in IOC container. Come on, guys. Both objects are created and kept in what? IOC container. In step number 9 only, na boss? #9. What is this? #9. Here also #9. Super, guys. Tell me next one. IOC container searches for what Spring Bean, guys? IOC container searches for what, guys? Number 10. IOC container searches for the, tell me, searches for the @auto_void annotation in all the Spring Beans. And finds only in what? Finds only in com.nt.sbeans.wish message generator. com.nt.sbeans.wish message generator. Is that clear, my dear? Are you understanding my statement, guys? Come on. Okay. com.nt.sbeans. What is there, guys? Wish message generator. Okay, that's good, guys. That's yeah, that is number 11. Shall we understand number 11, guys? Come on. com.nt.sbeans. Wish message generator. What is number 11, my dear? Come on. Yeah, what is number 11? Yeah, finds only in what, guys? Wish message generator class. So now it will go to that property now, boss. Where is that? Here is the property, right? Agree with me? Yeah, number 11. Okay, number 11. Gets the, tell me. At the rate auto wide property. At the rate auto wide has a property. What, guys? Has a property type. What is that type? What is the type, guys? Local time and name. What is the name, guys? LH. What is the name, guys? LH. Super, guys. Number 12, my dear. What is number 12? Okay. IOC container searches for, is there any Spring Bean whose class name is local time? There are not there. There. So it will happily take that object, injects to LDate property of wish message generator class object or not, guys. So this is nothing but dependency injection. Since it is happening on the field, can I say it's a field injection, guys? Since it is happening on the field, can I say it's a field injection, my dear? Super, guys. IOC container searches for the Spring Bean. Tell me, whose class name is local time and since it is available, come on, guys. Spring Bean class object whose class name is local time. Since it is available. Since it is available. Come on, guys. Since it is available. Tell me, guys. That object will be. That object will be injected to. What, guys? That object will be injected to LDate. What, guys? LDate has a property of wish message generator class object. Object. What is that? WMJ. Okay. This is nothing but what, guys? This is nothing but field injection. What injection, my dear? This comes under field injection or not, guys? Super. That is number 12. So can I reflect that one in the diagram, my dear? Come on, I want reply, guys. Okay. So this object goes and injects to this. Now onwards, LDate refers what, guys? Local time class object. Indirectly, one Spring Bean is assigned to another Spring Bean, boss. This is nothing but 12, guys. Hash 12, not 12, hash 12. Nothing but field injection. What injection, guys? Field injection. Okay, guys. Now, listen carefully. Listen carefully. Next, very, very important, boss. Yeah. Next one. IOC container keeps all singleton scope Spring Bean class objects. All singleton scope Spring Bean class objects in the internal cache of IOC container for reusability. For singleton scope Spring Bean, how many objects will be created, guys? It should be reused, means it should be saved somewhere. Anything that is saved temporarily is called buffer. Another technical name for buffer is what? Cache. Anything that is saved temporarily is called buffer. Another technical name for buffer is called as what? Come on, my dear. Another technical name for buffer is nothing but cache or not, guys. Another technical name for buffer is nothing but cache or not, guys. I want reply, my dear. Come on. Super. What is number 13? This is the new thing which I have not introduced so far. That's why I said the small extra points I will give. IOC container keeps the Spring Bean class object references in the internal cache of the IOC container on usability. What, guys? Internal cache of the IOC container for reusability. I hope you are understanding my statement, guys. Come on. Give me 1 minute. Yeah. Then they will be busy doing their work. This internal cache is associated with what, guys? This internal cache also associated with what? IOC container only. What is the right place to place? Everywhere busy place. Okay. Let me put like this. Guys. Right? So this is internal cache of IOC container. Internal cache of IOC container. Clear, guys? Got the point, my dear? I want reply, boss. This is the first element. This is the second element. This is the third element. Like this, lot of elements will be there or not there, guys? Here, lot of elements will be there or not there, guys? Super, guys. Here is my app config is the bean ID, guys. Come on, my dear. App config is the bean ID. Okay. Bean IDs as the keys. Cache is nothing but key value pairs. Internally map collection. Tell me. App config. Class object reference. Okay. Tell me next one. WMG. Which says generator class object reference. Super, guys. Next. What's the next one? WMG. Local time. What is there? Local time. Local time. That is LDate, LD na. LD. Bean ID is LD, property is LDate. Local time class object reference. Yes, sir. No, na, boss. Okay. Dot, guys. Here also another dot. This is going to be internal cache or not, boss? I want reply, guys. To config, app config object class reference, WMG, wish message generator class object reference, LD, local time class object reference, I hope everyone understanding it thoroughly, guys. Got the point, my dear? I want reply. Perfect, super, great. Okay, objects are created, dependency injection is there. Story looking very nice. Inch by inch, you are involving in the flow of execution. After that, this line execution is completed now, boss. Can I say, as part of the flow, this object is written? That is 14 now, boss. Come on, I want reply. That is 14, guys. That is 14. 15 is calling ctx.getBean method. 15 is calling ctx.getBean method. What do you say, guys? Whenever you call this method, first it will search in internal cache of the IOC container. There's no meaning of every time creating object now, boss. Come on. Internal cache is like for faster access, boss. Singleton means only one object. One object should be reused, means it should be saved in the cache. So that's why whenever you call the getBean method, before asking container to create and give new object, it will search in LOC container or not, guys. This is going to be 15th question mark. Question mark means searching, boss. It is available in the internal cache or not, guys. Super. It will collect from internal cache. This is going to be 16, guys. Okay. This is going to be 16, guys. I want reply, boss. I want reply. Super. Next one. 17 is typecasting. There's nothing to explain in that line, right, guys? Okay. 18th is what? Calling the business method. 18 is calling the business method. Now control goes to where, guys? That business method. Control automatically goes to that business method or not, guys? Where is my business method, my dear? Here is the business method. Here is the business method, my dear. Come on, everyone. That is going to be 19. This is calling what method, guys? Get our method. So it goes to predefined class. Do you have predefined class source code with me? Not there. That's why I'm not highlighting. I'm just adding the number, okay? But I'm not showing the definition of the method because that's a predefined method. After all, what it will do, guys? After all, what it will do? As per our timings, it will choose what? Good night. Because after 8 o'clock now it is? Good night. After 8 o'clock, good night, I said. Okay, na? Up to 20 hours, good evening. After 20th hour, good night. This is 21. This is 21. This result will come back to where, guys? Main method. After all, this method is called from main method or not? Okay, here I am taking the result 22. That's good. And we are displaying the result 23. That's good. Okay, then we are calling ctx.close. That's good. When we call ctx.close, what happens, boss? When we call ctx.close, what happens, boss? I want reply. When we class it, IOC container is closed. In that process, all Spring Bean objects will be destroyed. That means container only destroying every object now, boss. Yeah, before closing the IOC container. Come on, guys. Before closing the IOC container, it destroys all Spring Bean class objects. All the Spring Bean class objects. Is it not interesting, Babu? Come on. Right, boss. Tell me. 25th, end of the main method. End of the main method. Come on, guys. Inch by inch. End of the main method where IOC container object destroyed. What is? I created IOC container inside the main method. What is the scope of CTX? Main method. What is the container scope? Main method, right, guys? Here I closed the container. Here container is vanished. where IOC, end of the main method, where container object CTX, what object? CTX will be vanished. Will be vanished. Vanished means what? Complete, destroyed. Super guys. After that, what is this? 26th, end of the application. 26th, end of the IOC container is created. Initially, empty IOC container #3. IOC container with emptiness will be created. Empty internal cache also created initially, right, boss? Number 4 takes the given class as configuration class. Super. Number 5 loads that class by or checks is there any configuration annotation for that class or not. There are not there. By seeing that annotation, loads the class, creates the object, makes it as a Spring Bean with the default bean ID. Super guys. Next one. It collects the package name here, boss. Goes to that package or not. I think this is 6th time or 7th time I am giving these steps. Will be registered in the brain or not? This flow is very important. What is the difference between other Spring learners and we? This internals, this flow of execution, this application designing, overall control on code flow, right guys? We are not worried about output. Output anyhow comes, right? Super guys. Number 7. IOC container goes to this package and searches in that package and sub packages. Is there any class that are annotated with what? @component. Finds how many classes? What? Since no scope is given, what is the default scope? So it found one singleton scope Spring Bean, guys. That's good news, na boss. Next one, guys. What is the next story? Number 8. It will search for, after making class as Spring Bean, IOC container keep in cache memory as key value pairs. That also can be done, but I just shown all together once. Immediately it will keep boss, but I just shown all together once, right guys? Okay. Next one. It looks for what, guys? It looks for @bean methods. It looks for @bean. How many methods are there? Only one method. What's the scope there? Singleton. That is 8. Number 9 was IOC container searches for, not number 9. IOC container, come on guys, performs pre-instantiation or eager instantiation on, early instantiation on singleton scope Spring Bean. In that process, loads the wish message generator class, creates the object. Target bean is ready na? On app config class object calls create a LTime method and gets local time object and also make it as a Spring Bean or not, guys? Also makes it as a Spring Bean or not, guys? With the dependent Spring Bean is ready or not ready? Super, guys. Next one, what is there? IOC container searches for auto-wide annotation in all Spring Beans that are configured. But in all Spring Bean, it finds in how many places? One place. Go to that place, guys. Number 11. Goes to that place, right, guys? Goes to that place, collects that property type and name. It means class, local time. Name means LD. Okay, that is number 11. Number 12. What it is going? What will do, guys? IOC container searches for. Is there any Spring Bean whose class name is local time? There are not there. There are not there, guys. Okay, takes that object, that is nothing but this object, Babu. Takes that object, that is nothing but this object, local time object, and injects to which property, guys? L time, L date property. So ultimately this object is injected here, right? So injected means now L date property is having system time now, boss. Super. L date is representing what? Local time object having system date. That is nothing but field injection, guys. Once everything is ready, it will try to keep all singleton scope Spring Bean in the internal cache. Okay, having bean IDs as the keys, guys. Right, guys? Here are my bean IDs. Keys. Here is my what? Spring Bean class object reference. Nothing but values. Spring Bean class object reference, nothing but values. Are you getting my point there or not there? Keys and values. Here are my keys and values. Are you understanding my statement, guys? Okay, guys. Tell me next one. Bean ID, Spring Bean class object reference, guys. Next one. Okay, all these are part of this line execution. That the line execution is giving the object, we received the object. CTX dot get bean. Get bean method is called with bean ID. What is this one? Bean ID. Bean ID. It takes that bean ID, go to internal cache. Is there any already created object having that bean ID? Yes, there. 15 question marks searching. Okay, once there, it will receive that object now, boss. Super, guys. And it is doing typecasting now, boss, to make the communication possible, method calls possible. Number 8, calling the business method now, boss. Calling the business method. So here business method execution is happening or not, guys? Business method execution is happening or not, guys? Number 19, calling the business method. Okay, number 20, using the injected object to get the current hour of the day. Okay, in that process, getting the wish message 21. Come on, my dear. And the result comes to whom, guys? In the string variable result. And we are displaying the result. Closing the container. Before closing container, all Spring Bean objects will be destroyed or not? And because of this, what happens, guys? Container is closed. Container closed means container related object is vanished, guys. Come on. End of the main method, container vanished. End of the application. With this, application will be terminated or not, guys? Okay. I think you got a confidence that you can develop this application on your own. Can you develop this application before coming to next class? But you cannot. Why, you know? I will tell. I'm using @auto, @component, these annotations, na? They are part of which API? Spring API. Did I give the jar files where those APIs are available? Then how do you develop? Did I give list of jar files where those annotations, where those jar files are available, where those annotations are available? First of all, we should know how to arrange those jar files, boss. Okay, that is our first part. Second part is we have to keep one another ID ready, right, boss? And then we have to start the development of the project. Major coding part is over. Now setup part we have to keep ready. Super guys. Tell me. So today we have a little time there. We try to understand. We try to understand different flavors of Eclipse IDE. We have two flavors of Eclipse IDE, boss. What? How many flavors? Two flavors of Eclipse IDE. Number one, Eclipse SDK. What is there, guys? Eclipse SDK. Next one, boss. Eclipse JW. Eclipse SDK is a standard development kit, guys. What is this? Standard. That's the minimum Eclipse that we have to use. That is useless, guys. Max to max, we can develop core Java application using SDK. Standard development kit. If you want to use Eclipse, that's the minimum Eclipse that we have to follow. Standard means always remember. Maruti Swift car, guys. Petrol model. Standard model is LXI. Luxury International. If you want Swift, minimum car that you have to purchase, minimum variant you have to purchase is what? LXI. Top end is ZXI Plus. Yes or no? Similarly, see, JDK software is also called JSC module, Java Standard Edition. Standard means what you know there. If you want to work Java, the minimum thing that you have to arrange is what? JSC. Remaining everything is extension of that JSC. Standard means minimum thing that you have to follow. Standard rate of charges. That means minimum fare you have to pay is what? This much. But if you need more luxury, more prices. Standard room. Minimum room that you have to book in that hotel is what? This. Everything starts from here, right? JWA. Earlier Java, now it is Jakarta. Enterprise Edition. Yes, guys. SDK, this one. Useful for only standalone applications development. What, guys? Useful for standalone applications development. That means max to max core Java. Max to max what? Core Java applications. Tell me now here. Useful for, come on. Useful for standalone applications, web applications, and distributed applications, and etc. Web application, distributed application, and etc. applications development. Yeah. Which is industry standard, guys. Eclipse JWE na boss. And all you need to install is Eclipse JWE. I think you already installed Eclipse in your computer. How to check whether it is JWE version or SDK version? If it is SDK version, see, while launching, you will get the message. Latest is 2024, guys, but anything after 2020 is manageable. Anything after 2020 is manageable, okay? I'm launching one another workspace. I will create your own folder, guys, don't worry. Standard Eclipse IDE, Eclipse. No, don't go by this word. Don't go by this word. Now, once Eclipse is launched, my dear. Okay. help menu about Eclipse IDE. You will get na ID for enterprise Java and web developers. That means it is enterprise. It is for Eclipse JWE flavor, guys. Version 2023-12. But you can use the latest version in 2024 also, not a problem. I hope you got it. Yeah, anyhow, in next class, I will show how to download and other stuff also. We will see that. But those are having Eclipse ID, make sure that it is a JWE model and the latest version you can happily download. Okay, can I upload the notes, guys? Okay, tomorrow no session, but I will give some videos to watch urgently. Okay, guys. Feedback for you that no one can teach Spring Boot like you. And I taught Spring Ra Babu. Thanks for your compliment. So mixing, but you forgot one statement. Today what I taught is Spring. It is not Spring Boot. Please. Okay. Right.